I'm Isabella Prida. I grew up in Miami, but my family is from Mexico City. Güerita pero chilanga de corazón, as my mom would say. Growing up in Miami was awesome. When I was little, I used to model and I did commercial work and I was always performing in school, so it's safe to say I always knew I wanted to be an actress. As I got older, things sort of changed though, and one of those things was my health. When I was about 11 years old, I started to feel sick all the time. I had no appetite, I had no energy, sometimes I would faint. And of course we went to see doctors about this, but they kept brushing it off as, oh, it's just puberty. Finally, one doctor had his head on straight because he ordered very thorough tests, which showed a tiny tumor sitting on the right side of my thyroid. The tumor was so small and benign that they didn't want to fuss with it. They just basically said to, manage my symptoms as best I could and just monitor it. Fast forward to when I was a teenager, I sat my mom down one day and I told her, listen, Ma, I really want to be an actress for American TV, and the only way I can do this is if I move to Hollywood. And my mom was crazy enough to allow me to pursue that dream. So in 2009, her and I moved to Los Angeles so that I could work in Hollywood. A few months after we moved here and we settled in, I went to go see my primary care doctor, and she did the usual workup, checking my tumor and everything, and she saw some red flags, which led to more tests and more blood work and ultrasound and then eventually a biopsy. The biopsy confirmed that my tumor had grown a significant amount since my last checkup and had turned malignant. At 15 years old, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. I had surgery to remove my entire thyroid, and during the surgery, doctors saw that the cancer had spread to some of my neighboring lymph nodes, so they took those out as well. When most students were starting off their school year, I was starting off with surgery and treatments. My first 2 years of high school were pretty much consumed with my health, and then the other 2 were just me trying to catch up and not fall behind. I managed to graduate on time. Once I started college was when I really started to work towards what I came out here to do. And thankfully, I can say that for the last few years, I've been a full-time working actor. Sometimes I freak out about how long it's taken me to get here and then just thinking about how much longer I have. But if there's anything I've learned through my experience with cancer, it's the value of time. I've learned that we waste so much of it. I've learned that we take time for granted. You see, every day that we wake up and that we get to be here is the perfect time to do what we want. This September, I get to celebrate my 10th cancerversary, but really, I choose today and every day as the perfect time to live. Or, as I would like to say, the perfect time to vivir. Listen, I know that we all have those things that we want to do, but we maybe put off for another time because now's not a good time. But I'm here to tell you that the time is now. And if you need some inspiration, join the movement at timetovivir.com.